we are back. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
It's Happy New Year's Day. I'll try to keep this straight here. Okay, so we wanted to check in with you. There's a few things that I neglected to say the other day, and that is on the battle plan, the game plan. And I really wanted to do that video with my hubby, but he had to work that day and he couldn't do it. So one of the things I wanted to let you know was that in my video, I mentioned I was going to be doing WW Purple throughout this year. I realize now that that is not the way that I should go. I need to go blue. And there's a few reasons why. Blue is where I pretty much started, following that kind of thing when I started with iTrek Bites before WW years ago. And it's like, it worked really well because it really helped me I was having to count everything. And as much as I love purple is giving me too much freedom than I really think I need at the point in time in my life. And I'm going to be having surgery soon, January. So increasing my whole grain carbs, as wonderful as that is not really going to help if I can't move and use those carbs.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not going to be able to do that because I'm going to be recovering from the knee surgery. So I want to make sure that I can keep it down, and it'll help me focus more on veggies. One thing that I did, I don't know, I think you did too, was we really stunk toward the end of the year when it got cold as far as vegetables. I didn't want to make a salad. It was just like, oh, it's too much trouble. I didn't want to buy any vegetables. Are they just going to go bad? I just started really, I don't know, there was a mild depression or something, but whatever it was, I moved away from vegetables as a really good source. And I think that this will help propel me back to that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be doing blue for the time being. Which is really weird to me because I've really been stuck on purple. But anyway, this morning I had 5 points and it was really good. It was fine. Now, as far as how we're going to be moving forward in our journey together, I did mention that I was going to be really helping hubby with his nutrition. So even though he's not on a WW plan, he's pretty much going to be following a lot of the same thing that I'm having, only I'm going to be taking into account his caloric need. And he's a man, he's a lot bigger than I am, and he's a lot more active, and so he's going to have more protein and increased calories. But I'm going to be doing his prepping, most of his prepping.
Yay.
And he's going to be very honest. He's really agreed to be very honest with me about how he's going forward with that, because he really does need my help with that. And he's going to be taking more of a coach status for me in the exercise realm and physical activity and things like that. And I really need his help as far as that goes. He's been very successful at his weight regimen and his exercise, and I really need that help from him. So I'm not going to be doing the same exercises that he does because I have to modify mine so much. But he's definitely going to be in that. I'm giving him that kind of a place because I need that.
Mentor.
Yeah, exactly. And so he was telling me, before, last year, I would have been upset if he tried to get me up, early in the morning. And I would have been like, what are you doing? It's not, don't tell me what to do. But, and it's true. But the reason why is because I did not give that place to him to do that. And now I really am. And we've talked about this. It's the same thing I said. If I'm going to help you with this nutritional, stuff. But, I don't really want you to sneak around and think you're getting away with it because you're only hurting yourself. Because when it comes down to it, like I mentioned in my other video, the responsibility is his for himself and the responsibility for me is myself. We're just helping each other. Now, last year, I thought, oh, great, he's going to do his insanity, he's going to do his workouts. And I just kind of left him to do it alone. And it just, it gets very lonely. I do want to be that support for him. And with me, it started because he would work out a lot. Then he started to give himself a license to snack and eat, and I deserve, you work out real hard, you're like, I deserve to eat, half a sleeve of Oreos, you know what I mean, or whatever, and not count, because he told me you did not count.
Oh, heck no.
Any serving sizes.
No.
He just went for it. And once you start eating things like that, you eat a lot of sugar. Once you come down, you need that fix again. And if you're not counting calories, it can add up.
Yeah.
And so by the end of the year, even though muscular wise, and I think he looks great, but he was not happy with the amount of weight that he put back on at the end of the year. Just like me, and I don't know if I mentioned it or not, I didn't. From October 31st to now, I'm up 10 pounds. And most of that was after the 1st of November, which I told you guys I was going to have a hard time because we have a million birthdays and then straight into the holidays. So I knew that was going to be, I stopped counting points. I just, I eventually, I don't want to use the words I gave up, but I just I gave in more than anything else.
Gave in, that's good.
Yeah, and it's time. It's the Piper is here with his hand out, and it's time to pay him, so that's what we're going to do, but we're going to do this together.
Yeah.
And so I'm moving forward with WW Blue. What would you like to say anything about how about what? Like your nutrition-wise and stuff.
Nutrition.
I think
I know you can work very hard in the gym.
Yeah.
You would stick to a really cool program and try very hard. I mean, be very active, and it's only going to help so much. I've seen, posters about, the gym is 30% and your diet is 70%. And there's, of course, the 80-20 rule.
Yeah, and I've heard of the 80,
the 80-20 rule
80%.
that applies to life in general. So somewhere in there, you can pretty much count on it. It doesn't matter how hard you're working in the gym, weights or cardio. If you don't have your nutrition together, you're not gonna have that feeling of fitness and that fitness look.
What you eat matters
You are
so
what you
much.
eat.
Right. And I was looking at these memes. One of my favorite doctors, he was talking about Spencer Nadolsky, I think. He was talking about going through all of these different weight loss books. And he said, some of these books I have something against, but really they all have one thing in common. And it's just, he says, if you can find any weight loss program where you're in a deficit, that is the key. When you're in a caloric deficit, that is the key to losing weight, period. And so, when it comes down to nutrition, and you want to do that in the best way possible, it really is what you eat, mostly. It is really what you eat. So we're going to move forward. This morning, I cleaned out the last bits of he told me
The
to
last
go
bits of fun.
about a week. Was it a week ago we got that chocolate cake?
About
a week he told me I really wanted chocolate cake, so he said go to Sam's Club and buy that triple fudge 6-layer chocolate cake, and which is like really big. And I said, really, are you sure? Good. Okay. So I went. I'm like, yes, the holidays. I was already giving in.
Holidays.
I said, yeah, I'm not gonna eat the whole thing, So I went and I got the cake. It's been sitting on our counter for a week. And we've just been taking bits of it here and there, And one problem I've been having is all these sweets have been giving me horrible heartburn.
Oh, yeah.
So I am done with that. But we had probably about a quarter of the cake left this morning.
A quarter?
And I just took a garbage bag and I said, say goodbye, and stuck it in there.
Did you throw the fork away too?
He left a fork in it just for quick access.
It's easy.
I didn't. Anyway, it's gone. All the sweets are gone. And yesterday...
The Oreos?
No, the Oreos are in the box. Okay, the box.
Oh, the box.
My
Where is
mom...
the box?
Hey, you're never going to tell you. It's like... Okay, my mom had surgery yesterday, and I was kind of a little nervous about it, and so I was keeping busy. So I cleaned out all 3 refrigerators, and I reorganized all our Rubbermaids to get it all set up for this year. But also I needed something to do with my hands, and then I cleaned out all the pantries and all the snack cupboards. So it's all gone. But I realized, that sometimes we may want a little something at the right time. The kids like a little sweet once in a while. Their granola bars, which have like chocolate chips and peanut butter and stuff like that, which are really junk food for us, but once in a while let them have them. That could be, something bad for my husband. I mean, because he could be like, "Oh, just give me 2 or 3."
Three.
Yeah. So I put all that kind of stuff in a non-see-through Rubbermaid, and I have hidden it. It's not easy access at all. So we can only have things like that at the right time, and that includes the kids too. I mean, they're probably going to hear no a little bit more because I don't want to go through the trouble of getting it. But we have agreed that we're going to have a treat meal once a week, and that is going to be on a date night, and we will enjoy that date night and look forward to it. And that's once a week. And there are times where we're going to be, somewhere else, and maybe it'll be at a function or something where there's more offerings, and we have agreed to be strong for each other because
dedicated.
Yeah, and
Dedicated
gently
to our goal.
remind each other and just be there to spur each other on, because last year I wasn't that for him, and we kind of were doing parallel roads where we were on our own journeys but separately, and so we were doing however we were doing. And so then we would go somewhere and I'd be like, "Oh, you're having 4 Oreos and a piece of cake? Oh, that looks fun," but I know he'll work it all off tomorrow, so oh well. And with me, I'm just like, well, I'm gonna have half of a piece of cake and I'll have this, and he didn't think twice about it either, and now I think we just need to be strong for each other.
Well, I thought twice about it. I just didn't follow my own advice.
And so we didn't, we thought, I was thinking, you're doing this, what do I care? I'll just do what I want to then.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, so it's like we were on a contest to mess it up the most. It's like, who can screw it up the most? Anyway, but we're done with that. We need to move forward together.
Yeah, nutrition is key.
Yeah, and again, it's our own journey is our own responsibility ultimately. But if you have someone, that is one of your key people in your life that can share it with you, then why not, right? And if you don't, then really heavily lean on this community. That's what this community is for. And that's what I was going to say, is that the other people in my life, besides my husband, would be my community. And they are there, and there's a constant. And I'm going to try to be more of a constant presence and encouragement as well during this next year. So anyway, anything else to say? Okay. He's a strong silent type. All right, guys. I've got some planning to do today. Hubby's going to finish fixing the dishwasher like my hero that he is. And I will see you guys later. Love you guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New
Making
Year.
breakfast, and I'm going to use some of these veggie nests that I got here at Sam's Club. Zucchini and yellow squash spirals. I'm going to cook them on the stove. I'm going to add in a little bit of Parmesan cheese and, of course, my egg. Here's my wrap for breakfast. Looks pretty hefty. The veggies really give it some oomph to it. I've got one of the flat Jimmy Dean sausages, the turkey one, and I added that in. 1 tablespoon of this shaved blend cheese from Sam's Club is 1 point. So that's great. I added that 1 tablespoon in, and I'm using these Santa Fe Tortilla Company's whole grain flax tortilla wraps. One of these is 2 points on the blue plan, and I got these from Sam's Club as well. These are really, really good. They're only 2 points for, I think that the texture is a lot better to me than the Olay wraps. For me, the Olay wraps just has a certain texture. It just doesn't do, to me well. But I do like these. These make me feel like I'm eating more of a regular tortilla, and so that's what I'm having. So this whole breakfast here, plus I'm having an apple with it, is 5 points on the blue plate.